Good morning and welcome back.
Morning, Nadine. We've missed a few weeks, haven't we? But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. So now we're back and we're going to continue reading with You Too Can Be Prosperous, because we've just been discussing how prosperous and abundant we have been, even though we've been missing these reading sessions. Isn't it amazing how the universe just brings you things at the right time?
Absolute right. And even though we've been maybe skipping, I don't know if we're missing because I really implemented what we teach here, right? So there was a spontaneous idea to go to the Tuscany, and we rented a house with a swimming pool and went to the sea and enjoyed the absolutely delicious food there. So we're prosperous, right? And probably you guys also were on vacation. It was Good Friday as well. So that is a very special day. It was also Passover holiday, which is a holiday celebrating freedom and the exodus from slavery, and slavery here also being, where do you put limits on yourself, right? What does it take for you to step into freedom? And so for me, that was a very good opportunity to think about these concepts, because we read, we speak about it, we think about it, but it's again another thing to do it, right? And that's why we're reading here. That's why you listen. That's why we get together, and that's really doable.
Yeah, that is.
So as we read, listeners, do take action. This is not just to feel better. This is to make your life better forever. This gives you the tools. And if you want to integrate them into your life,
true.
Reach out to Jackie and myself, because we teach this, we coach this. We will take you by the hand and help you to manifest, to bring into your physical life everything that we read and teach here. So, want to get into the reading today?
Yes, let's do that. All right, so I'm reading from page 87 this morning. We're halfway down, and we will kick off. So we do more things to keep our prosperity away from us than we do to attract it to us. And you know that we just have to keep reading that, because we keep doing it. We keep focusing on the negative, where we need to look at, even though that's a challenge, and even though there's been some contrast, or whatever you want to call it, contrast, challenge, uphill, bit of negativity, there's always a lesson to be learned in it. So we do more things to keep our prosperity away from us than we do to attract it to us, says Retta M. Chilcott.
Can I also just jump into this, because in the new assessment, a business chakra assessment thing, so the questions we ask there, it's about aligning, and we've spoken here a lot about the alignment, but the question is, why aren't you aligned? Like, what is this thing, and usually it's an emotional thing. What is the emotion that holds you back? And when it's written here, we do more things to keep our prosperity away. So it's just sometimes really to realize, what is that emotion, not the fact, not the thing, because a fact and thing and circumstances change the moment we change our thinking about it. So yes, something might show up physical, but then the question is, how can I approach this different? And I'm not saying to move it away. I'm saying, how can I approach this different to have a different outcome? And you will see that it can evaporate into thin air just like this, by you changing your thinking. So what do the things to keep prosperity away? And let's just, because the title here today is how to unmanifest. So that is so amazing once you realize, not only do we manifest all the time with everything, you can unmanifest the moment you understand what's keeping prosperity away from us.
That's so true. So if we did not, we should demonstrate more prosperity, for it is really more difficult to keep the good away than to attract it. But almost constantly we do things to put it out of our minds. We close our minds to prosperity. That is the reason why we are not prosperous. We pray for prosperity, then we tell ourselves that it's impossible to be prosperous.
That's so true. And the one word keeping prosperity away is but. Comma, but. So just pay attention whenever you say but. It's like, how can I phrase this different? The first tip I would give is replace but by and. It will already change the energy. And then how will you speak without but? If there is a but, so change it. Do something. So there is exactly where there's such a block. That's exactly what you can take here. So how else can I think about this?
Good lesson. Thank you, Nadine. We close our minds to prosperity. That is the reason why we are not prosperous. We pray for prosperity, and then we tell ourselves that it's impossible to be prosperous. I know of no one who does not at times say, I cannot afford this or that. It is not a good idea to say such things. If we recognize ourselves to be children of God, we can afford anything we desire. We are limiting ourselves when we say that we cannot afford a thing. We do not limit God. We could not do that, but we limit our consciousness. Shut it up so that we cannot receive our supply. I always think of it in this way. I set in action the cause in the unmanifest, and then I bring prosperity into manifestation. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hold that for a moment while we define the unmanifest. The unmanifest is the cause side of everything. It is the Christ within who possesses all things. If there is nothing but God and we are one with him and he gives himself to us freely and he is everything, then all things are ours. The first step in demonstrating an abundant supply is to know that you are one with God and that consequently all things are yours. Yes, everything. Money, freedom, happiness, peace, health, and abundance. More than you can ever ask or think. Isn't that a beautiful part?
Oh, that's amazing. And maybe again, for those who are new here, you can replace Christ or God with the words of consciousness and source.
Or
right?
Universe, yeah.
Yes. So when you go over this, so you just have to know that source is always with you and you are always connected to source, and source is expressing yourself through you. That's why it's written here, Christ is within, right? And God is all around and unlimited. So there is unlimited resources flowing to and through you. And the question is, what do you let in and what do you let express itself through you? And that's how you manifest. And that's how you unmanifest. The unmanifest is the blockages there. So know them, appreciate them. So what comes to my mind right now is that so many in this space, we're only taking in the good and looking at prosperity. So every time when a but comes up, as we said before, appreciate it. Oh, there is something limiting me. And then, but there is reasonable reasons to say this and that. Okay, but what is it? How do I feel about it? And what else can I do? How else can we approach this? And that's how you unmanifest, because the resources, as it is written here, are always there in abundance.
Unlimited. You're right.
Yes.
Wow. Shall I read one more paragraph?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your situation right now? Are you expressing debt instead of plenty? Then something is wrong. You may, Miss Chilcott continues, be pulling at the wrong end of the purse strings. Remember, you have hold of only one end of that string. If you have hold of the manifest end, you have hold of the wrong end. You must hold to the cause end, and that is yourself, your consciousness. You control it absolutely. And that is all your thoughts, how you think about things. You control your finances, whether you think you do or not. You control the amount you get in It's absolutely up to you. Let's get rid of the idea that we are the victims of circumstances. Poverty is not a verity, but an idea of lack operating in our minds. It is our failure to comprehend and understand God. Since there is no lack in God, poverty can be changed. If we had a perfect consciousness of the allness of God, we would automatically express prosperity in every department of our lives. Wow.
Yes. Let's go ahead and express prosperity. And if you don't know, if you think like that sounds also good and I just really don't know how, so reach out to Check In myself and let's have a conversation and let's see what can be done, because what you know is that there can be done things. So
even if it's the smallest, even if it's the smallest little question, reach out to us and we can guide you with, you know, a different way of thinking, and using one of your higher faculties of perception, you know, change. Just ask for someone else's opinion. You know, ask us for our opinion. You don't need to take it, but you can just look at it from a different aspect.
Exactly. Opinions, or in this case, guidance, can be is a resource, and that's also where a lot of people are already blocking their access to resources, because you know there is the notion, oh, if I call or connect with this coach, she's absolutely going to pitch me right away. So that's a thought that I experience many people have. And that's blocking yourself from giving good advice, because yes, of course we have a business. I'm very open about that, because if I feel I can help you, I will invite you to you know, become a client. However, on this call, in this conversation, what we do is to see where you're at, to see what can be done, and then you can take this advice and leave it at that, or taking it a step further. The decision is yours. So exactly. So why not to reach out, right? So the thought of why not, you know, research your mind and your feelings about that. It gives you a lot of information how you access or limit your access to good advice, to knowledge, to wisdom of people who are there.
Awesome. Thank you, Nadine. We're going to leave it there for today. I've got to run and you've got to run. So we're good.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jackie. It's so good to be here again. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Same place, same time.
Thank you, everybody. See you, Nadine. Bye.
Bye.